Hi, this is Holly with Presence Point.
And I'm Isabella Grace Brennan.
And Isabella is our granddaughter, so it is really fun to be with her today. We are here with another Shepherds in Action interview. And the reason that Bella, or Isabella, is with us in this interview is because of something special she did recently that I thought was a really amazing example of a shepherd in action. 1 Samuel tells us that Samuel, though he was just a boy, was the Lord's helper. And I thought by something you did recently, you were the Lord's helper. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
So when I talk about shepherding, we talked about influencing and impacting other people. So how is it that you, at only 8 years old, can impact other people?
Well, I felt so bad for the people that didn't have homes. So I made a lemonade stand, and all the money that I raised, we raised a lot of money. And so we donated it to the mission at Kern County.
That is pretty cool. So that was something you did specifically, right?
Right.
And I asked you earlier about how if you influenced people and you weren't sure, but when we talked about it, who did we say you influenced in that process?
Well, I influenced my mom's friends, the Stanleys. I influenced them, and they made a lemonade stand, and their money went to, I think, a church's pantry. So,
Like a food pantry?
Yeah.
For people who needed food, right?
yeah, the church.
Yeah. So you were a shepherd in action when you thought about helping the homeless and influencing people. You took a step that was really important. And you didn't just influence another family, you also influenced everybody who gave money, right?
Right.
Do you remember how much you raised?
No, but I am pretty sure we raised a lot.
I think it was like maybe $300, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something in the 300s.
In the 300s. So some people came to your lemonade stand and you gave them lemonade and they donated money.
Yeah.
And other people mailed money?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Some people mailed money on Venmo.
Oh, that's pretty cool. All right. So how do you think that step you took and that action you took demonstrated provision or protection or presence for those people in the homeless shelter?
Well,
Provision was the first word. Did you provide for them somehow?
yeah.
Okay.
I gave them money so then they could, have a home and get food for themselves and take care of themselves.
And then how do you think you protected them?
I protected them by giving them homes.
Oh, right. So they could eventually get there, right? And get a
Yeah.
home and live safely off the street, right?
And then, last week or a few weeks ago, I took my Barbie house and I donated that to the mission at Kern County too. So, and where that was, I put a little reading spot there.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So that way they could also, some of the kids could have something to play with.
Yeah.
So presence, when we talk about presence, what does presence mean?
Presents, well, there's a few kinds of presents. It's someone can feel your presence, you're present in a room.
Right, okay.
And then there's another one that's you get a present or a gift.
Oh, a gift, okay. So this is, when we talk about presence for a shepherd leader, we're talking about somebody who's
And
there, right?
yeah, and when I gave them the money,
Mm-hmm.
it was a present, a gift.
Yes, and you're also there with your presence to be able to do it, right?
Yes.
So you were there physically,
Yes.
and sometimes we have to be there
I
emotionally.
donated the bill to it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're there emotionally if I can't be there physically. Like sometimes
Right.
like you and I really love being together and hanging out and doing really cool stuff, right? But sometimes I can't be where you live and you can't be where I live.
Yeah, and meanwhile, what's all going on, COVID-19, some people can't even see their grandparents.
I know, isn't that hard?
They have to be outside waving and
In a window, through a
Yeah.
window, it's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know some grandparents that are really missing their grandkids.
And-
And we
and
did that for
we-
3 months, didn't we?
yeah.
Yeah.
And we are very lucky to be here and not waving out a window.
That's true. And probably more blessed, right? Jesus has blessed us
Yeah.
with that opportunity.
And
So,
a lot of us are blessed with everything that we have, and some people just sit on the streets asking for money and stuff.
Yeah, we're very blessed, aren't we? To have a home and a comfortable bed and a warm place to be.
Yeah.
So, tell me one more answer to a question for me. And that last question is, how would you encourage other kids to be shepherd leaders? Because sometimes people think you have to be grown-up adults, right? But you don't.
You just have to show them what to do and how to do it, and then they'll just do it.
So was the idea for the lemonade stand your parents' idea or your idea?
Well, here's how it all started.
Okay.
So I was reading a book called, one of the numbers of the book called Amelia Bedelia. And she was making like a lemonade stand. And so that really influenced me to like make a lemonade stand. So I asked my mom if we could do a lemonade stand. And we did it for the mission at Kern County.
So what kind of encouragement would you have? You'd have the encouragement would be for kids. What would you say to kids? If you've got some kids watching, what would you look in the camera and say to the kids?
I would say that follow your heart and what you want to do and what it's for. And just don't do it for yourself if you raise a lot of money. Just don't do it just for yourself. Share some, spread it around.
So other people can be blessed by it.
So other people, yeah.
So you can probably see why I asked Bella to do a Shepherd in Action interview with us. She's a great example of an 8-year-old who's stepping out there and doing different things. And I know that there are many kiddos in your lives too that probably do something just as amazing and wonderful. So thank you, Bella, for joining us today.
welcome.
I appreciate that you're here. You're one of my favorite little girls in the whole world. You know that though, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us, and may you live deeply into your calling this week.
Bye.
Take care.